I would rather let them proof freestanding, but this dough is just too, too high of a hydration, and I want them to stay at a nice shape. So, yesterday I said we were going to do a priest hat, the traditional Italian shape of a priest hat, and a miche, two large breads, big breads. Anyway, we're not going to do the priest hat. It's an odd shaped bread. It comes out looking like a huge bear claw. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to make the one big miche round, and two smaller ones I'm going to make into fallons. My favorite Falzone Fallon shape. They're not the Falzone Fallon formula, but the Falzone Fallon shape. Anyway, so the bread was pre-shaped. The dough was pre-shaped. It's been sitting for 30 minutes, a little over 30 minutes. And now I'm going to put it into the final shape, into the bannetons, and they're going to proof at room temperature for, say, 45 minutes to an hour. Once I get them into the bannetons, I think I'm going to start preheating the oven. So this way there's no chance that we're going to overproof. Once the bread looks ready, the oven will be ready, and we'll be good to go. Let me get these baskets out of my way. And let's see if we could get these bread shaped. Could you see? Yeah, you could see right here. Good. That's a good thing. All right, so like I said, at this point, we're going to use a technique. I didn't invent it. I can't think of his name. The gentleman who wrote the book Bread, he was the head baker at King Arthur Flour. Now Martin Philippe took over for him. Anyway, he would always say the technique in shaping a bread is the iron fist in a velvet glove. So you want to be firm, but you don't want to damage the dough. I can't emphasize that enough. At this point, you're not going to recover from messing up the dough, from damaging the dough. So you want to be careful. Okay, enough about that. So now we flipped it over, seam side up. I'll put a little flour on my hands. I'm not going to flour the top, but I'm going to flour my hands, and I'm going to pat it like this. Put a little more, get a little on the side. Okay. This looks pretty good. If I need the bench knife, it's right here. So now we're going to take this and stretch it out. The counter's helping me because it's sticking to the counter, and fold. Okay. So now we're going to go from this side, loosen it, and we're going to stretch it out and put it into the center. Now, okay, that's good. Now we're going to do the bottom. Okay, I'm going to stretch it out and put it into the center. We got this side, do the same thing. Now we'll take the corners and fold them in. We want to get a nice skin, not a little tension. We want to get a good amount of tension on this bread so it'll rise nice in the oven. Okay, that's good. Now I want to close up these seams a little bit. For this part, this is good. So now the rest of the tension I'm going to build. I'm going to flip it over seam side down, and I'm going to build the tension on the dry countertop. A little flour on my hands, just a drop of flour. Okay. Seam side down. And let the countertop pull the dough tight. All right. That's going to be good. That's going to be good right there. Alright, now I'm going to flip it into the baton. This is really good material too, this cheesecloth. You don't even have to put any flour in it, but I'm going to put a little since this dough is so wet. But usually I don't. Not a lot. You don't need a lot. Alright, let me wet my hands with this. Alright, now we're going to flip it in, seam saw it up. Didn't go in straight, but I straightened it using the... Alright, I'm going to let this sit, and then the last thing I'm going to do with this, I'm going to do a little stitching to tighten up the bottom. But for now, let's just let it sit. That one's done. For all intents and purposes, that one's done. Now, this one's going to be in my... This is going to be in my full-on shape. So the shaping starts out pretty much the same. Let me put a little flour into the middle, to the side, this. All right, now once I got it nice and tight like this one I do a little differently. But first I want to close up this seam as best I can. And you don't want to put too much flour either, because then it won't seal. I want this to be pretty sealed. That's pretty much sealed now. So now I'm going to face it this way, and I'm going to roll and tuck. Roll and tuck. Stick in my hand. And you want the ends to be tapered. So it'll be nice. You don't want, it's like sort of like making a baguette. I actually might want to do this more of a baguette way, because I want to get nice tension. Let's roll it, press it, stick it in my hand. All right, I'm trying to rush here, which there's no reason for it. All right, now that's going to be good. That'll be good. Mother. All right, I gotta go get another cheesecloth. I got another cheesecloth. This one's a little small, but it'll still work. This off the floor. Okay, let's get this one done and we'll be finished here. Alright. I'm going to do this one a little different, a better way. I'm going to need a little more flour. That's better. That's better. Okay. And I'm going to flip it over. Turn this one in. Like this. Like that. I'm going to turn it one more time. That. 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 There we go. Now the last one is all the way down. All right, this has got nice tension, but I'm gonna roll it like I would do. This is how I would do a pan loaf bread. We're gonna do it for this too, because I want to get a lot of tension. Same thing I did with the other one. Okay. Now we're gonna roll and tuck. Roll and tuck. Roll and tuck. Put the seam on the bottom. And now I just want to get it tapered a little. And this is not perfect, but we'll close it up. That's going to be perfect. Doesn't have to be any tighter than that. That's going to be nice. This goes like this. This goes like that. Alright, so I'm going to tighten these up a little. I'm going to adjust them a little. And I'm going to do it for 45 to an hour. We'll see how they look. Alright, next step is the end game, the bake. See you later.